Hi. Sorry about that. It took ages to get in. I'm not surprised though. It's been very, very windy. Really. I'm going to get a light right here. Does that look right? Does it look right? Don't know if it looks right. How about that? It has been so windy. Um, oh, hi, Connie. Really, 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 really windy. Scary windy it's been. It's storm. What's it called? Can't think what it's called. Nathan will tell me what the storm's called. I forgot. Hi Mel, hi Connie, hi Nathan, hi Kimberly, where have you been? Hi Miguel. Oh, my chair won't move on this carpet. Hi Trish. Oh, hi Jane, I'm going to have to get off my chair and move it in a bit further. Arwin, that's the one. Storm Arwin we are having here. Oh no, Kimberly, Bailey's had to be put to sleep. Oh, that is so awful news. Oh, I hate it when animals. I know they don't live forever, but it's so sad, isn't it? Yeah. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Lisa. Oh, hi, Enid. Oh, hi, Ginger. I'll be right in a minute. He was only 4. That's awful news, Kimberly. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Annette. No cooking day for me. We don't do Thanksgiving over in the UK, Trish. I know you probably did in the UK, but we don't over here. Hi, Trudy. We're having spot problems with our little pup. She's been backwards and forwards to the vet. I think she's cost us an arm and a leg so far, but she's still not right. So I know how you feel, Kimberly. You can't see my face. That's probably a good idea. Can anybody else not see my face, or is it just Jane? Hi, Jean. Can anybody else see me? Hi, Ethan. How's my eye? It's doing okay. I still can't put eye makeup on, but I did risk a bit of eyeshadow today. If you're wondering what this is, it's a heat thing with magnets in, because I've got neck ache. How am I today? I'm doing not too bad, apart from the fact it's so cold. So cold. The wind's going. Woo! The chimney sounds like, the Hammer House of Horrors, like the soundtrack from that. It's going woo, 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 woo in the chimney. Hi, Denise. Oh, dear. 40s, that'd be a heat wave over here, Miguel. I've got hair sticking out. I've got a hair. I don't longer have a hair. Cold over here, it's absolutely freezing. Oh. It's not so much it's cold, but it's just windy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kimberly. Yeah, we lost Poppy. We took her to the vet and she didn't survive the operation. Uh, you get so. I mean, people say, oh, they're just a dog or they're just a cat. They're not. They're part of the family, aren't they? Yeah. Hi, Lashira. You love the sound of wind. I don't mind gentle wind. Where did I get this neck bling or that neck bling, Jackie? Which bit? This bit comes from eBay. This bit came from eBay, I think. I can show you the other one I've got in the drawer. This is what they look like. And inside they've got magnets. Like there, and there, magnets. And they keep your neck warm. I mean, I've got spondylitis in my neck. There's not a lot you can do because if you have operations on it, there could be a bit disastrous, couldn't it, you know? So, yeah. Oh, that's good news, Pauline. Pauline's going up and down the stairs. Pauline had a stroke a few weeks ago. And she's doing really, really well. Okay. Yeah. We haven't got any snow. Maybe if you can't see me, Jane, maybe you should go out and come back in. Is anybody else not able to see me? Or are you all able to see me? Is it just Jane that can't see me? Yeah. Who else have I missed? No, people don't understand Trudy, Kimberly, unless they've had an animal. It's such a shame he's only 4, yeah. Ah, you can see me now. Jane can't see me. I don't know why. Maybe you should need to clean your glasses, Jane. Yeah. Don't tell anybody, but I've just put a little nip of whiskey in my coffee because I was cold. It's only a little nip of whiskey. Yeah. Kitty came for breakfast and lunch. You've got yourself a cat. Do they work? Well, it seems to. I don't know whether it's just the warmth at the back of my neck or what it is, but it does help because I don't like keep taking medication. You know, I'm not a medication fan. I take what I have to take, what they make me take. But as far as painkillers and stuff like that is, I just don't like taking them. They fuzz your brain up. They make you feel ugh. So I try to do without them when I can. Oh, you're going to get a puppy? That'd be nice, yeah. Oh, you've got your craft cave now, Enid. Lucky you. I couldn't even go out there. It would have whipped the door out of my hand if I'd have gone out there today. We went shopping today, and if you're in England, I went into Aldi. Know what they had? I only got one ball because I've got a shed full of wool, as you know. But I got one ball. Yeah, $3.99, 200 grams. If you can't read it, it says Rainbow Yarn Nocturne. It's acrylic and it's got 20% wool in it, and it's thickness number 4. So I thought, oh, yeah, that's the colour of it. You can see it better there. I've just been making hats, as you know. I have made one hat, but it's a bit, it came out a little bit strange. You do the band at the bottom first, and then you do the hat bit. So I did the band bit. So one side of the hat has come out that, and the other side of the hat has come out with a dark blue at the bottom. It's just the way it's come out. Looks a bit weird, but you suppose you can have like 2 hats, can't you? You can have it that way. This is the Wobble Bobble Beanie pattern. It's a paid for pattern, and it's by a lady called Heather Martin. And I've had this yarn or wool a long time. My ball of wool's kind of fallen to pieces a little. So I'm now making a second hat, a second Wobble Bobble beanie. It's actually changing colour, but you can't really see it. These 2 colours look the same on here, but they're not actually. I don't know. That's a different colour entirely to that. It's funny how this camera changes everything, isn't it? I can show you the pattern picture, but sadly my printer is not working. It's only printing in black and white. I can show you this bit because it doesn't give you any details. It's called the Wobble Bobble Beanie by Hannah Martin. She does them in ice yarn, which is called Vivid. beautiful colours that she does them in. They are absolutely gorgeous. But I can't order from ICE anymore because, oh God, the import duty, the postage. I put 2 packs of the wool in my basket, just tentatively. Wasn't really going to buy them, but I just tentatively put them in my basket. And it was £8.62 a pack, and there was 8 in the pack. Sounds a lot of wool, but it would have took at least 3 to make a hat because the yardage is pretty poor. So I thought, yeah, but you could still get 2 hats, couldn't you? At about £4.50 each, still make, yeah, profit. Puts it in my basket. Postage goes on, the import duty goes on, and it was about 30 pence short of £40, which would have meant that it would have been £10 each for the raw material for each hat. You could, and by the time you bought a pom-pom, you couldn't have made any kind of profit. I mean, the lady who makes them, she sells them for $60. And I thought, oh, that's a bit expensive. But it isn't really when you think how much she's going to have to pay for that blooming wool. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to import ice yarn into America. It may be even more than it is to the UK. I can't understand why there's all this import tax and duty. I mean, Turkey was never in the EU, so. Oh, Chihuahua. Oh, there's lots of lovely little patterns for a Chihuahua, Melly. Oh, I love little Chihuahuas. You feel like a wobble bobble, do you? I'm not exactly far behind you today, mate. And I won't get drunk. I haven't put that much in. I've just put a little bit in to warm the soul, warm the cockles of my heart. Because I've got a dress on, I've got my cardigan on, and I've actually got a, what do you call them, a ruana or something. What do you call them? It's not a shawl. It's got like a back in it. I'm just, I can't get warm. Her name is her name is Lola. She is a showgirl. Showing me age up now. That's Barry Manilow, isn't it? Yeah. I used to love his songs. Don't like him so much, but I like his songs. Yeah. Yeah, why do you feel like a wobble bobble any more today than you do any other day? My knee's locked. I keep calling my replaced knee my fake knee. And Harry keeps saying, it is not your fake knee, it's your replacement knee. I said, well, it's fake. It's not a real knee. And it keeps locking. It wants a bit of WD-40 in it. My daughter-in-law keeps saying, it's because you don't exercise it. I do all the knee bends and all that jazz, but it just locks. You know, there's just so much you can do when it locks. I think the metal just gone rusty. Moving by the sea, the salt's got in it and it's rusty. I need a porthole to put some WD-40 in it. Yeah, I used to like Barry Manilow, but he's spoiled himself. He's had his nose fixed and something done with his face, hasn't he? Why did he do that? Do I have... Yeah, I have as much pain in my knee. The only thing with it is it doesn't let me down. The reason I had it replaced was before I had it replaced, it used to just go boom and I would go on the floor, you know. No warning, just down. And I got a bit fed up of being picked up by total strangers who thought I'd been in the pub, you know. And you feel embarrassed, you know, when you just suddenly boom down on the pavement and you're trying to pick yourself up and trying to go, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And inside you're going, Minnie. So I decided to have it fixed, but it's never been right. Yeah. You made cabbage stew. Oh, I bet you're glad you live alone, aren't you, with cabbage? Does it make you windy? It does with me. We had red cabbage the other day as a vegetable. Oh, giddy aunt. My stomach was off for about a day and a half. My IBS doesn't like cabbage. apparently. Well, it doesn't like red cabbage. Doesn't mind green. Doesn't mind green cabbage. Hi there, Jill. Or Blossom, as Shad insists on calling you. How are you doing, Jill? I like ribs and cabbage. Not had it for years, though. Really like ribs and cabbage. Yeah, oh, I'm warming up now. My other wool came today. You fat and happy. Oh, welcome to the club. My lady came with for her jacket. She absolutely loved it. She'd left me the buttons to stitch on. She paid me, mind you, and said, "Can I have a hat?" I hadn't got any wool left, so I had to order some more wool. Isn't that lovely? Oh, I love this. I think it's called Festival. Gorgeous stuff. Hiya, Chris. You've got 2 days of leftovers. Well, you shouldn't cook so much then. You pull it out of the driveway, right? Where are you going? Or you can't answer me. Miguel's going somewhere, but he can't answer us. So it's okay now. We can all talk about Miguel because he can listen, but he can't answer us. So I've been making hats now. I've got a big pile. Oh, latest corona infection rate, says a new area becomes the worst hit in Greater Manchester. Have you heard the news? Boris has put us back on face masks again. We've got a new strain that's come from South Africa, apparently. So we're all supposed to be back on face masks again. I hope it doesn't mess up Christmas. You know, people who've booked out for meals and stuff like that. Yeah, she loved her coat. She loved it, Jean. She put it on. I'm so in love with it. I'm so in love with it. She said, wait while my daughter sees it. She's going, I want one. I thought, oh, yes. And she said, give me your business card. She says, because I'll be wearing it when I go to my craft shows. Cabbage and smoked turkey wings. I'm not keen on smoked food. Yeah. I don't know why. Hi, Deidre. You've been exposed to COVID. Oh, my goodness. So you don't get it then, Jill. I've had it once and that was enough for me. I don't want it again. Although they say, you know, I'm not immune. The neck warmer, it's not, no, it's a hat. It's a wobble bubble beanie. One of those. Have you seen this one? It came out with two different sides. Dark blue on one side and light blue on the other. No, my lady that had the coat, she wants a hat. You know, like the, what's it called? That one, a hat I was making. What's it called? I was going to say Destiny, but it's not. The hat I was making last week. The one that goes like sideways, kind of. She wants one of those with a flower, big flower on it, yeah. So that's what I've got to make her. But while I was waiting, I started my wobble bobble beanie, yeah. The CC something. No, it's not CC. What's it called? Not Divine. Oh, everybody made them. Oh, I can't think what the name of it. You know what I'm like, Chris? I forget everything. Not the Divine Hat. What's it called? Everybody made them. They were the big rage. Oh, Chris, I can't think. My brain's gone numb. No, it wasn't a rosy wrap. And if you're wondering what I've got around my neck, it's to keep me. It's for me spondylitis in the back of my neck. I've not gone all sort of boho. I could have put a brooch, couldn't I, in the middle of it and make it look really boho, yeah. Never thought about that. I have got some brooches somewhere. No, it's Miguel that does rosy wraps. Nibble the wolf collapsed. Can you see it? Hi, Mary. Thank you very much. I bought me tree today. The Wobble Bobble Beanie is by Hannah Martin. That's this one. The one I did before was the one that went like sideways. The one I was making last week, Chris. Oh, God, I can't remember what it's called. It's not called the Divine Hat, but that's coming into my head for some strange reason. It's not called that. Fiber Spider's done a video on it. I saw somebody else. About 3 or 4 people have done videos on it. Hi, Nana Michelle. How are you? You're making a Rwana. I think that's what I'm wearing, but mine's made out of fleece. Yeah. Not heard from Kelly. Not heard from Sue. I hope she's not got blown away in Scotland. I think they've had snow up there. You're cleaning and listening. Divine Hat. Yeah, that's the one. It is Divine, yeah. She wants me to make her a Divine hat, but with a massive big flower. She's my kind of girl. She's very boho. She absolutely loves boho. Daniel's had heavy wind and rain and snow. Yeah, there's been snow, not that far from me. There's been snow where I used to live, and the M62, which is the motorway close to where I used to live, had been closed because of it. There was heavy goods wagons had been stuck in it and all sorts of things. So I think my friend Sue's on the other side of Scotland to where I think Daniel's on that side of Scotland. She's on that side. But I know Scotland's probably got it worse than we do because it's always an overcoat colder up in Scotland. I will go there one day. One day I will go there. And then I can show you what it looks like. That's if it doesn't rain. I am the kiss of death to Scotland because every time I put my nose over the border, it rains. Well, another place I'd like to go to is Ireland. I've never in all my life, you wouldn't think so. It's only like across the water to me. It's not hard for me to get there. You know, they do little ferries and things. And I've never been. Oh, his neighbourhood's closed off, yeah. We've had trees blown down and we've just lost a tile, a ridge tile. That's all that's happened to us. A ridge tile came down. Quite a few people have had a lot more damage, you know, near to me. So I suppose we've been lucky because we're so close to the sea and we get such really bad wind like coming off the sea. I mean, I was sat here last night and I was feeling cold because I could hear the wind and it was like howling down the chimney. And I don't know why, I'm sort of a bit auto-suggestive. You know, if I hear bad weather outside, I feel cold. Oh, you're going to get ready for work. Right, okay, Melly. I hope you have a nice day at work. Hi, Jeannie. Yeah, it's not, yeah, it's quite cold here. But we have an expression where I come from when they say you are nesh. Now, nesh, where I come from, means you're a bit of a wimp. You know, if you say, oh, I'm really cold and nobody else is, in where I came from in Oldham, they would say, oh, you're nesh. Never quite sure what nesh meant. It must be some dialect word for something, but it means you're being a bit of a wimp. Yeah. So I'm being a bit of a wimp today. I'm feeling nesh. Yeah. Oh, GB Maltese is check out this beautiful unboxing. She must be still into her A diamond painting, yeah. Apple pie clean, not too tired to make. Oh yeah, well obviously we don't have Thanksgiving because it's not one of our holidays. We have different holidays to you. Oh my God, did I have somebody to go home? She dropped it. Oh, I just walk out, me. I'm a bit bolshy, me. Oh, bing, bing. My phone's making noises at me. It's all right, somebody giving me. Hi, Kim. Oh, hello, Granny D. Hello. You'd have laughed when my wool arrived this morning, my brightly coloured boho. I thought, what have I ordered? It felt like a book. It was rigid. When I opened it up, it was as flat as a pancake. And it squashed all the air out of it. I don't know how on earth they'd done that. And it was absolutely flat as a pancake. As soon as I opened it up, it sort of went, and it spread out, yeah. Oh dear, hello, Granny D. Yeah, I bought my tree. Oh, you sent me a picture. I'll have a look at it later, Jane. Yeah. No, we went out and I did get my tree, but it's still in its box. Hi, Donna. How's everybody doing? Yeah, we're getting quite crowded today. It's party night. We're having a crowding. Miguel's here, but he's just gone for a drive. Apparently, he's listening. So now's your chance to say anything about him because he's he's driving at the moment. So he's listening, but he's not able to say anything. My son's asthma's been a heck of a lot better since we moved here. I was talking to a lady on the seafront the other week when it was warmer, and she has COPD. And she was saying that she's been so much better since she moved here. It must be the sea air, yeah. Oh God, yeah, dust and stuff, it's the worst thing ever. Worst thing ever, dust, if you're a asthmatic. Yes. I'm still at the stage where I have to count my bubbles. I've got to have 15 bubbles. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Right number of bubbles. Still got another bing. It was the divine hat, you're right. I kept thinking it was divine. Got all these notifications. Oh, go away. Oh, it won't go. Oh, it'll have to stay there. A long sleeve bolero. There's quite a few, Donna. Have you looked on Ravelry? Ravelry is a great place. It's like two sleeves with just the back. Ah, you mean like a one that you put your arms in? Yeah, I'm sure I've seen them on Ravelry. And I'm sure I've seen them on YouTube as well. It's like making a great big long scarf, isn't it? Then you sew it up to make sleeves. I've never made one of them for myself because I'd have a cold front, if you know what I mean. Don't like a cold front. I keep getting the same message over and over again. Yeah, thank you. it's like a shrug. She means like a long piece of crochet, and then you stitch it up, and it doesn't have any fronting. I'm sure there's loads of them. Can't think of one offhand because I can't look for you, Donna, because obviously I'm on here. But I'm sure there is some on Ravelry. And I'm sure there is some on YouTube. It's knowing what the word is, what people call it, because people call them different things, don't they? I'd just start to type in crochet bolero pattern on YouTube and see what turns up, yeah. You can find a blooming tutorial for nearly everything under the sun, can't you? Let's face it, on YouTube. What am I doing? What are you doing, Janet? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're going in the wrong hole. I'm easily distracted. I don't know whether anybody else is easily distracted. Up and down. Most ones I've seen are side to side. You start at one cuff. And you can't stay awake, Jane. Is it something we've said? Good night, Jane. A bit early to get bored with us, Jane. I was thinking of Jane today. We're in B&M Bargains, and I was in Aldi and that. And they had all these nutcracker. She likes nutcracker men, people, whatever you call them, figurines, yeah. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Patricia. How's everybody doing? What you all making tonight? I'm sat here making a hat. I went off making Christmas decorations because I decided we'd never get a Christmas fair. So there was no point in making any more. So I'm making hats now. Because I couldn't think of anything else to do. I'm sure I'll think of something before too long. I just like something to do while I'm watching the TV. I'm not very good at sitting, doing nothing. Yeah. You're making a Ross hat. Sue, she was all right when I spoke to her earlier in the week, but I don't know how Sue is at the moment because they're having the really bad weather. Yeah. Hi, Ella. Somebody was saying that Ross has got snow and that, so. But Sue is on the opposite side of Scotland to Ross, not Ross, to Daniel. But it's always a bit colder in Scotland anyway, because they're farther up north. I mean, where I used to live has got snow, and the motorway was closed. Heavy goods wagons were stuck on it. Made me laugh because one wagon that was like slewed all across the road sideways back to front was an Amazon wagon, and I thought somebody's going to be a bit late if they've ordered off Amazon this week, aren't they? Oh, you finished your divine hat, yeah. I've got to make another one, Ella. My lady who bought the coat from me, she wants me to make her a hat to match. The same colours, yeah. I would have made her a black one and just used the colours for the flower, but she wanted the whole thing doing in the jazzy wool. Ooh. Excuse me. That's because I've put a little nip of whiskey in my coffee. I won't be drunk, but I'm a terrible one for alcohol, as it makes me go to sleep. I don't go party and go mad or anything. I just go fall asleep. I've never been a party animal, and it's a bit late now. Yeah. I've got 2 parties to go to, Christmas parties. Well, Christmas dinners, I should say. Got 2 to go. You know, with the ladies from the knit club and the ladies from the community centre near where I live. Oh, thank you, Ella. So I've ordered 2 new dresses in the sale. They arrived. They're a bit flimsy though. I'm going to have to leave my tights on with them, especially if it's like it's been today. We got out the car yesterday. Oh, the birthday cake was lovely, Donna. Absolutely lovely. Got out the car yesterday. We went out to like a birthday tea party thing. You know, high tea, whatever you call it. Don't know what you have it in America. You get like a big cake stand and they've got cakes on it, scones on it, sandwiches. And when I was coming to get out of the car, we were right on the seafront. And when I come to get out of the car, it was like, whoosh, nearly lost the door of the car. My son had to hang on to it. My daughter-in-law took the dog a little walk on the beach, you know, because she'd been in the car waiting for us. So she took her a little walk, you know, in case she needed to be. And she come back and she's like, she's got sand in my eyes, in my ears, everywhere. She's blowing a gale out there. Yeah, the cake was absolutely lovely. It was sponge cake with jam and cream, and it was so, so moist. It was gorgeous. And the icing was that lovely soft fondant icing, you know, not the hard, crunchy stuff. That's why I don't like Christmas cake. I like the fruit cake, but I don't like hard icing, and I don't like marzipan. Marzipan is. How people can eat marzipan flowers and marzipan fruits, I do not know. I can't stand it. There's a cake, isn't there, that's mostly marzipan. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, we just nearly finished it off tonight, Donna. Well, half of it was gone anyway because you know, obviously I handed half of it out round at the knit club. You love marzipan? Oh, I hate it. Those Battenberg, is it Battenberg cakes that are all different colours? Am I weird or what? Because I like cheese on my fruitcake. My friend likes cheese with apple pie. Yeah, I like cheese on fruitcake. And I'm not the only weird one because we went to Tenerife one time and they did serve cheese with the fruitcake. So I thought, yeah, I'm not on my own. It's obviously a thing. So I'm not on my own. Oh, you're having a sit. You have a sit down, Trish. You're amongst friends. Sit down. We don't tell on you, will we? Yeah, I like cheese with apple pie. Yeah, I love a good apple pie. I think I prefer apple crumble though. Oh, I hate Battenberg, Nathan. Oh, that marzipan. Ugh. A croissant, a sliced apple, and Swiss cheese. Ooh, not tried that. I like a nice crunchy apple, but not too sour. I don't like soggy apples. You know those red soggy apples? I call them soggy. But yeah, I don't like. I used to eat Granny Smiths, but they're a bit tarty these days. I don't know what apples you have in America, but we have Cox's Pippins. I love Cox's Pippins. You used to be able to shake them and listen to the seeds rattling, but these days they don't do that anymore. They take the seeds out of everything. Yeah, let me count my bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, I've got the right number of bubbles. Always, sort of reassuring, isn't it? When you get to the end of the row and you've got the right number of bubbles. This next row is the row I don't like, because it just tells you to make 60 round. So I have to divide it up and do it into 15s because I can't do 60. Just going round, just going round any old down I need. I don't like making bubbles. I don't make decent bubbles. It's my tension isn't right for bubbles. Some people make really nice bubbles and they stand out like that. Mine are sort of limp and pathetic and apologetic. Right, I put markers in of sorts, a hair grip and a sewing needle. No, my bubbles don't stand out well enough. You make bubbles in the tub. You tell everybody it's a jacuzzi while you're in there. Used to be my son's favourite thing, that when he was little. Going bloop, 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 bloop. And he used to laugh and laugh and then bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, but they're not stand outy enough, Patricia. They're just sad little things. Yeah. Well, our poor Rosie's not any better yet. She's still suffering with her lady parts. She's been at the vet's more times than she's been here. So it's not like we're neglecting her, we're not. Oh, I'm very critical of everything I do, Patricia. I never look at something and say, wow, you made a good job of that. I always look at it and think, that could have been done a bit better. You've not done that quite right there. I'm very critical of my own stuff. It's just the way I am, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! 5, 6. Right, let's go in there. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. Oh, I've only got 14. Oh, no, I've got 15. You're right there. 14. 15. I wish they'd tell you exactly how many stitches to pick up instead of saying just do 60 all the way around. Well, I mean, you've got to work out where they go. You can't just put them any up now. They've got to be even. It's like when they say do row 6 but decrease 12 stitches evenly across it, and you're like, why don't you just tell me 3 and a decrease, 3 and a decrease? Surely you can have worked it out if you're doing the pattern, instead of me having to do it and I've just paid you for the pattern. I don't mind if it's a free one. Having to work it out. But when you've paid about $5 for a pattern and they make you use your brain, At one time that would not have bothered me. I could have just, yeah. But now if I have to think and work things out, I'm like, sister-in-law bought me some nice wrinkle cream. I think it's working. My cheek doesn't look half as wrinkly as it did. So I think whatever she paid for it, it's worth it. She said to me, what did I want? I said, a really good wrinkle cream. My cheeks were getting all wrinkly. And they seem to be puffing out again. Manny, I've put £4 on, so maybe it's gone on my cheeks. You having a nap? You having a nana nap, are you, Trish? I have those as well. Unintentionally, but I do have nana naps, yeah. I'm just resting my dad used to say he was checking his eyelids for light leaks. He said, I haven't closed my eyes. I'm just checking my eyelids for light leaks. Then 2 minutes later, he'd be... He used to be funny Christmas Day. All the kids would be there making a racket. They'd all have toys that made noises, like fire engines, fire trucks, police cars. The kids would be running around him and that. And he'd be in the middle of it all, fast asleep in the chair. What's the name of the cream? It's very expensive, Ella. It's called Prai. Prai. P-R-A-I. You sell it at Marks and Sparks. But it's expensive. More than I would have paid for it, let's just say. I want the one called Miracle. That miraculously puffs your cheeks out. That's what I want. But I think it's called plastic surgery, isn't it? But if I had all the money, I'm too much of a wimp to do anything like that. I had to have my nose fixed, not for cosmetic reasons, not because I'm vain, because I finished up with a worse shaped nose than I started off with, but I couldn't breathe. I'd had my nose broken when I was 17, and one side of it completely bent over. They call it a deviated septum, which meant I could only breathe up one nostril. Yeah. So I tell you, when you've had anything like that done to your nose, you would never want to do it for cosmetic reasons. No way. I wouldn't have minded if they'd have made it look better. They straightened it. It was a bit to one side. But look at the blob they left me with. They left me with a blob. I used to say when I was little, it looks like somebody's got a blob of like putty or plasticine, rolled it round like that and blobbed it on the end of my nose. You've got a deviated septum. They're fun, aren't they, when you just go out one nostril, yeah. And everybody says, who's that? You're making that much noise breathing. People are looking at you. Fun. It was fun. Especially when you're somewhere quiet, yeah. And people can hear you breathing. I think I must have been a boxer. Eight, 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. Oh gosh, no, 13. I've only done half of it. I've got 30 stitches now. I've got to do 30 on the other side. No, I've actually had my nose broken 3 times, would you believe? Once when I was 17, I got attacked by this drunk who wanted me to give him a kiss. It was New Year's Eve, and I was 17, and I was not giving him a kiss. So he tried to throw me underneath a bus. It was snowing. And he tried to throw me underneath a bus, and the bus went past and nearly parted my hair. I nearly wasn't there. I was nearly killed. So I got up off the floor and went and walloped him with my handbag. So told him he was a stupid. And he just went boom and he hit me, but he had a sovereign ring on his finger and he hit me there. And you can't see, well, you can see, it was split from down there. Can you see the stitch marks down there and down there? I looked as though I had, children that are born with a cleft palate. It was split right down there, right down there. But what we didn't realise at the time was he'd hit my nose like that and broken it. So that was the first time. So I had all my lip done. Microsurgery, brilliant. Can't see it. You can see it just about there if you look really closely. But no, he ran away and nobody found him. Enid never saw him, didn't know who he was. So anyway, and the second time was when my little boy was about 2. Yeah, he had a pair of first big shoes. You know what I call big shoes, like school shoes? He'd be about 3, and they were big Clarks' shoes with big soles. And he was messing about, and he just booted me, not on purpose. He was laughing on the settee and kicking his feet, and he walloped me on my nose. Broke second time. So then I had it fixed, yeah. They did do the operation, they fixed it. And the third time I was at work just before I retired. And you know the water fountain things, what they have a big plastic water that you tip upside down, don't you? You fill your cup underneath it. They had a habit, the men was how I worked with, they would take the last of the water and they wouldn't change the thing. They knew I had a really bad back and I was waiting to have an operation, but no, they used to leave it. So I went in and I went to get some water and it was empty. So I thought, so I'm wrestling with this empty one, boom, and it just hit. Not frozen. Anyway, it went boom, and the bottom of the thing hit me on the nose. Third time I broke my nose. So there's no, I'm not surprised it's buffering today. I'm not surprised. Because all the wind, he was. I never met him before, never seen him since. He was drunk. It was Christmas, New Year's Eve. He was drunk, and I was walking home from a dance. It was snow on the ground, and we were walking on through the snow because my dad didn't want to come and get me because it was New Year's Eve. He wanted a drink. It wasn't a drinker, my dad, but he would like a drink because it was New Year's Eve. So you couldn't, well, taxis, you didn't get taxis when you were 17. You went home on the bus. Of course, the buses stopped about 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve, and we wanted to stay till the end, midnight. Hello, let the new year in, everybody's happy, kiss everybody, and then go home. And yeah, so I finished up in A&E, being stitched up by a neurosurgeon. Luckily, he was on call that night. But it was so funny. I've always had a wonky knee from being 13. And I was walking down the hospital corridor months later. And I was limping because I was going to see the knee bloke. And this doctor suddenly stopped me in the middle of the corridor. And he's grabbing hold of my face. And I thought, well, I've got a lunatic doctor on the loose here, yeah? And he's grabbing my face and he's doing that with it. And he went, didn't do a bad job, did I? And it was this, I didn't recognize him because, of course, he had the mask on when he was sewing me up. And he said to me, I never forget a pretty face. He said, I told you I'd do a good job, and I did. And he did. So unless I tell people, they don't know. But the only trouble is if I go out in very cold weather, it sort of goes, because it freezes. And I start talking a bit like that because it just freezes up. But he did very, very good job, yeah. Yeah, so Ace, young man in Oldham, whoever you may be, probably long dead by now. Because he would be about 30, 40, something like that. and I would be 17, so he's probably long gone now. But he was a good surgeon. He should have fixed my nose at the same time. I might have had a lovely streak. My mum had alleged Jewish blood, my mum. So she had the big, the sort of Roman nose. My dad had a blob like me. My brother had the loveliest, straight, dainty nose. He had a beautiful nose, my brother. But no, I get my dad's blob. Could have been worse. I could have got my mother's. I might have looked distinguished like a Roman nose, yeah. All of her family had really big noses, yeah. I think they call them distinguished, don't they? I think my chat has frozen. I've frozen. I don't know whether anybody else can see me. Yeah. I'm just reading what you said, Patricia. It's great having your nose broken into. It's wonderful. You see me, dear Chris. Nothing wrong with your eyesight for Christmas then, dear. Well, I've got to do some more counting now. 1, 2. I hate counting when I'm on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. I've just ordered some pom-poms. Just stipulated had to be acrylic. You hear some awful tales, don't you? If you buy fur pom-poms that they come from little rabbits and they're ripping the fur out of them. Oh no. I wouldn't want any little animal to be. So I have to get acrylic pom-poms. I am definitely not having anything that's fur. Oh, so I've sent for them. So I sent for an angel for the top of my Christmas tree. Well, a fairy. I don't know if it's a fairy or an angel. It's got wings, but it could be an angel. It's very pretty anyway. I looked in the store today, but I tell you what, they were the ugliest looking fairies I've ever seen. Yeah, I saw this video though, Patricia, where they were pulling the fur out. Oh. And I thought, no, I don't want any rabbits done like that. Well, I'm not buying anything that's been done like that. I'm one of these naive people who like to think that everything's all hunky-dory and, nice and stuff, yeah. I don't want to think of anything evil happening to an animal. Yes, I do eat meat. Yes, I know I'm a hypocrite. But I don't want any animal hurt with the fur being pulled out and, when they're testing makeup and they're dropping things in their little eyes. Oh, no. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58. I'm too short. No, I mean, I can't stand animal cruelty. I just say I'm a hypocrite because I eat meat. But I always think they're humanely killed. Well, I like to think they're humanely killed. My dad used to work in a slaughterhouse when I was little, and he used to assure me that they were killed humanely, that they didn't suffer. Right, I've done that row. It looks like two same colours, doesn't it? It's two completely different colours. That colour there, completely different to that colour there. And yet it doesn't look it on here. Yeah, you can see the difference there, can't you? I can't do this anymore because I can't count. So I'm going to have to start something else. So I'm going to start this nice one here. Because I can do the brim, because I can do 20 inches of the brim. Why is it you have to pull the whole lump out before you can get to start? I can't abide crocheting from the outside of a ball where, you know, it's all over the floor. That's how ball of wool used to be back in the day. It used to be an ounce. I used to like it though, because when you were doing your knitting, you used to feel like you'd really achieved something when you knitted an ounce. And I used to think, I've knitted a whole ball. And then they went to 50 grams and it took me forever to knit like 50 grams. And then it went to 100 grams. I mean, goodness gracious, it took me that long to knit 100 grams. Crocheting's okay, but knitting takes forever to knit 100 grams. I see Daniel's got some lovely colours. He's just been dyeing. Because I did look the other week in his little shop and he hadn't got anything. He must have been sold out. Anyway, he's put some more on now, but knowing Daniel, by the time I look again, they'll all be gone. No, I can't stand. You know, if I saw somebody abusing an animal in the street, I'd have to go and kill them. I would. Hello, Miguel has emerged. Have you got where you're going, Miguel? Where have you been? Somebody on Instagram likes my post I put up and they're called Dippy Dumpling. Dippy Dumpling, yeah. That's a nice handle, isn't it? Yeah, welcome back, Miguel. Where have you been? It's not the weather for iced coffee. I was just thinking about you then, because I've got some washing in the dryer. Because Miguel usually does his washing on a Saturday. I've got my washing in the dryer. The trouble is, if I don't pull it out now, it goes cold because the vent to the outside wall blows cold air in and it feels wet again. So when I go to pick it out again, like now or later tonight, it'll feel wet to me. So I put it back in the dryer again, and then my daughter-in-law goes nuts. She said, it's dry. It's just damp, just feels wet. I'm not a lover of iced coffee. Maybe I would be if I lived somewhere hot, but it very rarely gets hot enough over here for iced anything. Unless it's a rum and coke with some ice cubes in it. That's something we never seem to have in this house. The freezer's out in the garage. So, you know, I would have to go out there to get ice cubes if we had any. It's one thing I miss. We've got a big tall fridge in the kitchen with no freezer. So there's, you know, I hate having to open the front door, try and stop the dog from running out, open the garage door, walk to the back of the garage to open the freezer door. Get me ice cubes out if there was any. I don't think we've even got any ice cube trays. You've got $40 for Amazon, you don't know what to get yourself. Oh gosh, I'm sure there's a lot of people on here who'll give you ideas, Enid. I would probably get maybe a CD that I'd thought about buying for myself. Or I don't know what I would get. No, I don't. I don't need any wool, but having said that, I bought a bowl today, didn't I? Bought a bowl while I was in Aldi. But the weather was so bad. My excuse is the weather was so bad. I didn't want to have to go out to the shed to find a ball of wool. And I didn't know that the wool for that lady's hat was going to arrive by the post. Otherwise, I would have been able to start that. Still, I shall save that for tomorrow. I shall start that tomorrow. Instead of which, I shall start the band on my another Wobble Bobble hat. Yeah, it's funny. I've got a shed full, but there's never kind of the colours or the thickness that I want to use. You never found that. You've got this massive stash of yarn, and you want something specific. You want one certain thickness, or you want one certain colour, and it's never in the shed, is it? People think I'm crazy. They say, well, use what you've got in the shed. And I go, it's not the right colour. Like I was supposed to be making a reindeer. And Lord knows why, because I can't make toys to save me skin. But my friend wants a reindeer. Did I have any brown? No. Every colour under the sun, but no brown. You can't make a reindeer any other colour but brown, can you, really? It's got to be. Well, I don't want my shed looking cluttered, but it happens to be that way. I'm working on it. Everybody that comes to visit leaves with a bag of yarn, whether they want to or not. My friend doesn't mind, a friend that lives near here, because she didn't bring a stash of yarn with her, so she doesn't have any. But she only lives in a small flat or apartment, as you would call it in America. So she doesn't have a lot of storage space. So she can't keep a lot of stuff. So every time she comes, she leaves with a small bag, but she does use it up because she hasn't got anywhere to put it. She's bought a small, we call them a caravan, you call them a trailer, tiny little thing that's going to be like, for guest accommodation. She could put a cupboard in there, I'm sure she could. Yeah, well, I love my Kallax, as you can see. Well, you can't see, can you? But I've got Kallax there, and I've got Kallax there. The Kallax behind me. Oh, you can't see for the chair. There, behind me, I've got some Kallax there. I might have my tree up next week. My daughter-in-law was horrified because I suggested putting it up. She was, not December yet, not December. I'm going to put it up. Panda Hall, Pamela's Creation, is doing a selected unboxing of something or other. Whatever that is. Oh, look, it's flecky. It's all flecked. I've got Kallaxes in my bedroom. Yeah, it's Billy bookcase, yeah. I would like proper proper Kallax, like drawers or whatever in my bedroom, but they were a bit expensive, so I finished up with canvas drawers and canvas, boxes that pull out. They have some beautiful ones at IKEA, but they're so expensive, like the ones that are baskets, proper baskety, real nice. I will get them one day because they will fit. You can always buy them later. But I was a bit sort of financially embarrassed at the time we went to IKEA. So, yeah, my son's my IKEA putter together. Although he curses me like mad. Yeah, Billy bookcases. Yeah, it's £40 delivery, I know, Nathan. And yet our IKEA's like £40 in petrol to go to it. So it's as broad as it's ruddy long, isn't it? I don't mind paying £40 delivery if I'm ordering a great big pile of stuff. Like when we bought all the Kallaxes, for upstairs and everywhere. It would have cost, it would have cost more than 40 quid because we couldn't have fitted it into the car in the first place. So we would have had to hire a van. So it was worth it then, I suppose, yeah. What I don't like is some of the other places charge you £7, £8 for delivery and you're only ordering a pair of curtains, And you're like, what? It's no wonder people use Amazon, is it? What I don't like about IKEA is you can spend £250 and they still don't give you free delivery. Whereas if you go buying wool and that, if you spend more than 30 quid, you get free delivery, don't you? I do think IKEA could be a little bit more, even if it said spend £200 or something, you get free delivery. Because that's easily done if you're buying Kallaxes and stuff. But it doesn't matter how much you buy from IKEA, they still charge you the £40 delivery. Which I think is a little bit cheeky. Yeah, we've got white Kallax. I didn't want black. I've got black plastic shelving in. I would have loved Kallaxes in my shed, but I've only got plastic shelving in my shed. Finances, of course, as usual, Never mind. They work just the same. You're back in your car so you can only listen. Right, okay, cheers, Miguel. You can't get Walker's Crisp. I mean, just look at that. Look how small that is. I've got Seabrook, sea salted crinkle cut chips. Look, all that top half is air. Look, that's the bag of crisps. There's where the crisps are. Halfway down the bag. Yeah, your nice clean car just because you got it all clean for you. Look, crinkle crisp. Reminds me of corrugated iron roofing. My friend was always going to IKEA and buying something for a ridiculously cheap amount of money. Yet whenever I went to IKEA, I could never see anything. Your shed or your craft cave is going to be so posh, Enid. You'll be charging us to have a look at it. My shed is functional. It's not like Joe's. I wish it was pretty and nice, but it's not. I would have rather had cubes, you know, to put my wool in. But if I win the lottery tonight, you never know. I might put cubes in. What is a Pohang chair? I bought a new one. I wanted it to match. A Pohang ottoman. An ottoman. How posh. It's an IKEA seat for a recliner. Oh, right. I haven't got room for an ottoman in my room. I haven't got room for a chair. When I get my stash of wool down, then I can make the craft room more how I want it. But for the moment, it's just functional. This one reclines a bit, so don't do it. This one also vibrates, but I took the plug out because I kept getting my foot stuck in the wire. And also I needed the plug on the socket on the wall for something else. I could plug it back in again, but I very rarely switch it on. Yeah, I've got a heated radiator in my shed now, and a light, and some music. But I still haven't been in it. It's cold. It's not the weather. I have this room to myself. I don't like it being messed up with loads of wool though. I've just got a basket in here. And on the table's about 12 hats. I need to take them in the shed. My bedroom's cosy. It's now sort of sandwiched between the conservatory and the hall, my bedroom now. So I don't have any outside windows, if you know what I mean. I have a big patio door, but it opens up into the conservatory. So I don't have, before it used to be cold because the conservatory windows were outside, if you know what I mean. And they weren't that well insulated, so it used to be really cold. But now it's cozy. Because I won't put my woolies in the dryer. So I've got two woolies. I've got one drying on the radiator and one hanging on a coat hanger. When you put your woolies in the dryer, they tend to shrink. It won't be your last, Enid. I'm 76 now and I still get them. Not very often, though. And more often they're not cold. Can you have cold flushes? I think that's what I have, cold flushes. I go really, really shivery and really, really cold. I think it's something to do with diabetes. I'm never sure whether my sugars are too high or too low. I haven't worked that bit out. I go all shivery and shaky, but I don't know whether I should eat more sugar or drink more water because I never know which way it is because I don't have one of those meters, you know, it tells you. Yeah, I never know whether, you know, like I said, my sugar's too high or too low. Sorry, Chris. These are actually very nice. I don't like squishy apples. You know, the red soft apples. Ugh. I like them crunchy, but I don't like them sour. Because Granny Smiths used to be all right, but now they're really sour. You have bigger bags, though, than what we do. We only have little bags. Ours are only 25 grams. Mm. You probably give these size bags to the kids, wouldn't you? 25 grams. I do. Miguel can't talk at the moment. He's driving, but he's listening. Well, you'd be all right with Enid then. Enid's been having a hot flash. You and Enid can commiserate, Jill. What are those ones that make your hands go all orange? Is that what's it? Don't like them. It keeps telling me people are making comments on Facebook, but it doesn't tell me once. It tells me about 25 times. Oh, I've come unglued from my charger. There you go. I'm charging up again. Right, I'm going to make Chris jealous because look what I've got. It's an Aero, but it's an orange Aero. You eat them with chopstick. That reminds me of when I was younger. I went to this really posh department store. And I went in and I treated myself to a cup of coffee and a cake. My big treat. I'd only be about 17. And two old ladies came past me when I was going out. I finished, paid up and everything, carrying a big meringue each. Massive meringue. And a cake fork. And they were both wearing fur coats because it was back in the day you used to wear fur coats. And I nearly went back and got another cup of coffee just to see how they ate meringues with a fork. and a fur coat. They must have been covered in powder from top to bottom with crunched up, How can you eat a meringue with a fork? No, you haven't missed the chocolate, it's here. I mean, cake forks are okay for sponge, aren't they? But you couldn't eat meringue with them, could you? Let's have a look what it looks like. Probably be bright orange. Oh, it's not too bright. It's more like a tangerine colour, isn't it? I've ordered some Thornton's chocolates. I'm going to put them on one side for Christmas. But they're not for gifts. Oh my God, this goes too early, you did. Why do you put yarn at the bottom? Michael's got buy two, get one free. Oh God, it's good job I'm not over there. I couldn't fit any more wool in my shed. I need to get rid of it rather than... Oh, I don't like jalapenos. How can you eat jalapenos? Don't they burn your mouth? Yeah, you buy two. Who's got the money to buy 200 quid? I know, that lady in South Africa. They banned all the flights in and out of South Africa, well, to the UK. Thought about the US, because they found a new deadly strain that's coming from South Africa. That COVID. We're all supposed to be wearing masks again, according to Boris. Yeah, another strain. More virulent than the last one. I'm sure somebody's dreaming things up. So how come South Africa's got a new virulent strain? How come? How come? Makes you wonder, doesn't it, Patricia? I don't know whether the US has banned flights from South Africa, but the UK has. It's probably a bit like shutting the stable door when the horse is bolted, isn't it, really? I just hope it doesn't make it another miserable Christmas like it was last year. Oh, you just banned them as well. We're always a bit late banning things. It does make you wonder, though, where all these viruses come from. It makes me very suspicious. I'm sure nature doesn't just tree them up out of midair. It's not like the bubonic plague and the rats, is it? Nearly choked myself then. We went out for afternoon tea yesterday, Ginger, all of us. But it's a very posh hotel. You know, all this germ warfare and everything makes you wonder, you know, where it all comes from. Who decides it's a good idea to manufacture germ warfare? I mean, it's been going on for donkeys years. It's not recent. You know, I mean, we needed gas masks during the war, didn't we? Mustard gas and all that jazz. Thank you. Thank you, Jill. Forgotten about that. It was last week. When you get to my age, Jill, you like to let them quietly go by. Yeah, I know. It's a bit suspicious, isn't it, Patricia? Almost like it's got a life of its own. It's like watching. I used to watch sci-fi films when we were teenagers. And you used to think, nah, that sort of thing will never ever happen. Huh. You know, when you watch sci-fi when you were a teenager, and they'd dream up these things, wouldn't they? And you'd watch the film, and you go home thinking, oh, thank goodness that'll never happen. Yeah, it doesn't protect you, Patricia. They just say that um, you don't get it things as bad. They can't stop you getting it, but they say you won't be as ill. I mean, I don't know about the US, but the majority of people who die in the UK have been unvaccinated. Hi, Heather. They say if you get it when you've been vaccinated, it won't be as bad. It's just like having a flu. But if you haven't been vaccinated, I don't know what it's like in America, but in the UK, they're saying that the majority of people who die in hospital with corona have not been vaccinated. Hi, Isaac. I mean, it's people's choices whether they get vaccinated or not. But I can't stand these anti-vaxxers that go around, you know, causing a lot of trouble. If you don't want to get vaccinated, fine. But you don't have to go around bombarding everybody else. We got a craft fair tomorrow. My friend had a craft fair today. Yeah, it's chocolate orange aero, yeah. You're getting your booster. I've had mine done. As I say, there's no guarantee you won't get it, even though you've had your boosters. It's just so that you won't be as poorly if you do. As I was saying, if you don't want to be vaccinated, that's your prerogative. But don't go around, with a placard stopping everybody in the street. That's inflicting your will on other people. It is, it's a personal decision, Patricia. Yeah, most of the unvaccinated, though, in the hospitals are the ones who've died, yeah. But still their choice, innit? I'd feel a bit uneasy working with somebody who wasn't vaccinated, but that's my opinion. That's my personal opinion. But I wouldn't go around, saying, you've got to get vaccinated, you've got to do this. That's just not right. So they're anti-vax and they don't want to. Don't placard in the street. Don't stand there outside the buildings. Don't block up the road. Just do what you want to do in your own home. It's the same in anything. People are anti this, pro that. You shouldn't inflict your will on other people. Oh, blimey, 2 out of 6. Oh, dear. I hope you've had your jabs, Jill. Yeah, it's just your decision. If you don't want to get it, you don't get it. I don't like needles, but having to say that, I know that they're necessary. I watch people in hospital and they need like life-saving cannulas in their arm and they're going, don't believe me with a needle. And I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake, you're going to die if you don't get that needle. I never even noticed it, Enid, when it went in. He just felt a little whatever. Yeah, you can still get it, Jill. That's the problem. But you're not as ill, is what they're saying. If you've been vaccinated, you're not as poorly as you would be if you weren't. Yeah. So that's why I've had mine done. I know it won't guarantee I won't get it, but I must be made of sterner stuff, Edith. I just make my mind up it's something that has to be done. I didn't like my eye surgery, but I knew it had to be done. I didn't like being awake for my knee surgery. When you can hear people attacking you with a drill and a saw. And when I had one of my knee surgeries, he let me watch it on a monitor. I mean, hello. That was weird, watching my knee surgery on a monitor. When I went for my colonoscopy, they were saying, oh, did you watch it? I went, no. I don't want to watch a camera going up my bowel. No, thank you. No, I mean, sometimes they hurt you when they jab you. I mean, I have to have blood taken all the time because of being diabetic. Every time I go near anybody, they want to take me blood. It probably would have been if it hadn't have been mine, Isaac. I just didn't want to watch mine. You know, if I'd have been watching somebody else's. I suppose I'm pretty lucky. I don't have any phobias, really. I don't like flying, but I make myself do it because I know I'm going to enjoy the holiday at the other end of it. And I don't like spiders or snakes. But you know, I've got one of these mentalities that I make myself do something. And I think you're just being irrational, you're just being stupid, you should face your fear head on. And usually when you face your fear head on, it's not as bad as you think it is. Well, hello there, Ben. How are you, dear? How's the fun fair holding up with the with all the high wind? Have you had to close down? Shouldn't imagine it's much fun on a Ferris wheel when the wind's blowing. I don't like mice, but you know, I wouldn't. You've quit. What are you going to do now then, Ben, if you've left? I don't like seeing a mouse. I didn't like it when we moved in here and we had a mouse in the lounge. But, you know, you've got to face your fears. If you don't face your fears, you'll be a quivering wreck all your life. Oh, you've got another job. What are you doing now, Ben? The mouse was probably more scared than you were. Yeah, like me, I was getting very nervous about my eye surgery, thinking, oh, what if it goes wrong and it's, my only eye and all this. They screamed at you. What for? Why did they scream at you, Ben? CEX. It's not SEX, is it? Hey, Ben, you're working in a gaming shop now. Well, at least your hours will be more regular and you won't be out in the cold and the wet and the rain. Have you got a place to stay now? You got yourself a little flat or something? Fancy screaming at you. How long had you worked there? Can't scream at you. Screaming over something is fine, but I don't like it when teenage girls start screaming at the top of their lungs. Yeah, the ride broke down. Well, that's not your fault. So don't they have engineers to mend the rides? Yeah, I would imagine they're not. I've never worked on a fun fair, but they don't look as though they'd be wonderful employers. You're probably better off out of it now, Ben. Regular 9 to 5 job or whatever time you have to work to. They're not 9 to 5 anymore, shops, are they? Well, exactly. If you don't know what you're doing and you fixed it and then there was an accident or something, it would all be your fault then, wouldn't it? Should get A ninja cat, yeah. Yeah. As I say, you're better off. You're 9 to 5 now. You're better off. You can have a social life now. You're only young, aren't you? So you can start making some friends and going out for a drink and stuff. Yeah, I would imagine. So have you got yourself a nice place to live now, Ben? No, my cat didn't used to eat the mice. My cat used to bring them in half alive and let them run round the lounge. She used to play with them. She used to keep pouncing on them. I'm saying she, it was a he. He used to keep pouncing on them and then letting them run away and then pouncing on them again. Eventually, we had to persuade him to take it out. We used to do it with birds as well. He used to bring us half dead birds. I hate birds fluttering round. My mother used to always say birds in the house were bad luck. Oh, that's good. At least you're getting home. Got somewhere nice to stay in all this bad weather. Yeah, you get yourself a nice little place somewhere when you get some cash together. It's getting these deposits together, isn't it, for flats these days? You know, they want money up front, don't they, and stuff like that. You've got to save up. Yeah, it will be a lot warmer than staying in a trailer, won't it, for sure? Oh, make the most of it. You're only young, Ben. Time to get yourself some nice friends now. Get a social life. Yeah, I don't like mice, but I won't say I've got a phobia. Oh my goodness me, no. I mean, they're not very well insulated, are they? Even the best of them, they're only very lightweight. Can you imagine getting blown over, Ben? You wake up on the other side of the campsite, upside down. When my mum had a caravan in Scotland, two of them got blown over, and one of them finished up in the lock. It doesn't get that cold over here in the UK. It does on occasion, but it's not like cold, permanently cold like it is in some places. Yeah, you hope it's blown away just for. I'd have loosened up the guy ropes just to let it blow. Yeah. Oh, some of the rats. I used to have a boyfriend, man friend, whatever you want to call him, who was a long distance lorry driver. And I used to go and meet him sometimes in the wee small hours, go out for a ride with him down to London and back if I didn't have to work the day after. Oh, you know what it's like in industrial estates and stuff. They're absolutely riddled with rats. No, we've not had many. Shh, don't say that, Ben. They might be waiting for us. Yeah. I've had a few wonky messages on my YouTubes, but I just delete them all. Yeah, I wouldn't like to live in some places like Alaska, places like that that get snow. Get snow up to. I remember my cousin living in Canada. They sent us a photograph one time, and they had to leave the house through the bedroom window because the snow was so high they couldn't open the downstairs doors because the snowdrift had gone all the way up to the bedroom window. The kids thought it was hilarious to leave the house by the bedroom window. No. It's funny where I'm living now, they don't really have snow. When we were coming back from the supermarket today, we could see snow on the hills, um, in the distance, like, but no, I couldn't live anywhere. You know, these places that are like dark, they have like 6 months of dark. I don't know where that is it Sweden, Norway, somewhere like that, where they have like 6 months. And then there's other places where it never goes dark. I couldn't do that. You know, when you go into bed in daylight, it would just mess my body clock up. Yeah, when I was little, I always used to want to wear those snowshoes, that look like tennis rackets on the end of your feet. Because I'd seen pictures of them when I was little, in them walking across the snow like in the North Pole or something. And I used to think, oh, you don't think about the cold when you're a kid. You don't think about frostbite and losing toes and fingers, do you? I just thought it was hilarious that they were walking through the snow with like tennis rackets on the end of their feet. I don't think I could ever live anywhere close. Yeah, it must be awful to live in a place where you get 6 months of darkness. Can you imagine getting up in the dark, doing your work in the dark, going to bed in the dark? And then on the other hand, having to go to bed in the light because it's light all the time. It must mess with your body clock. Even if you're born over there. I've got an SAD light. I keep forgetting to switch it in, plug it in though. But you know what I'm like, it's on a timer. I never did work out how to work it on a timer. But when I lived in Prestwich, I used to plug it next to my bed and switch it on. But I had big bedside tables when I was in Prestwich. My bedside table here are about the size of a saucer. So by the time I've got my breathing machine on there and my drink, during the night, my drink, there's no room for anything else. So I definitely haven't got room for the SAD light. I keep singing that ABBA song, I can still recall our last summer. And I don't know why. It's been buzzing in my head all day long. Now it's driving me mad. Your back's telling me it's time to go. My back's been telling me it's time to go for many years, Patricia. I'm still here. I love sunshine. I really do. I wake up in the morning, in the summer, and it's a sunny day. And it does make you feel so much better. I couldn't live anywhere, where there's no sun at all. I would be permanently depressed, I think. Oh, how nice. Our forecast is rain, rain and more rain. And we've still got Storm Arwen or whatever it's called. Arwen. My family are waiting to paint the outside of the house. But it's never been the weather. You can't paint in the rain. You can't paint in high wind. The forecast tomorrow is for it's not supposed to be raining yet. Hey, Debbie. Debbie's first message. Woohoo, Debbie. What took you so long? Yeah. Where was it that they used to film Frasier? I don't know where they actually filmed it, but they used to say it was raining half the time there, didn't they? I think that was Seattle, wasn't it? Where it was supposed to be set. I don't know whether it really was, but probably in a studio somewhere. I used to like watching Frasier. Frasier. Yeah, Frasier. I used to like watching Cheers as well. Will and Grace as well. And I used to like watching, oh my goodness, what was she called? Well, she used to throw her beret up in the air. Rhoda, not Rhoda. Rhoda was in it, wasn't she? Mary Tyler Moore. I used to like watching that as well. And I'm so old, I used to watch Laverne and Shirley. Oh dear, not showing my age now. I don't think the programmes today are half as good. Remember Carlton the Doorman? Oh, the Golden Girls, yeah, they were brilliant, weren't they? Mary Tyler Moore, I always used to want to meet Carlton the Doorman. Hi, this is Carlton, your doorman. I never really liked I Love Lucy. I used to think that was a bit stupid. Even as a kid, I used to think that was a bit stupid. It was too slapsticky for me. Yeah, Laverne and Shirley. And of course, everybody used to watch Fonz, didn't we? We always watched the Fonz. And Mork and Mindy. Woohoo! I used to love Mork and Mindy. Nanu, Nanu. The older shows were always the best. I mean, they might spend whatever on modern things, but they're not half as good. I can't think of any TV series that I would put on a par with like Porridge, Are You Being Served, you know, Arkwright and His Corner Shop. You know, I mean, what can you think of now that's modern, that's as good as? I can't think of anything. The Coroner, oh, the old guy, yeah. Quincy, yeah, that was the one, Quincy. I actually, I mean, the only one of the modern ones I used to like was one that was set in Canada. Um, Jake, he was called. He was supposed to be a private detective. Yeah, the Rockford Files. They were so good, weren't they? No, not Jake and the Fat Man. No, it was set in Canada. There was him and his father. Now, I never got into Columbo. What I didn't like about Columbo was they used to show you who did it first, and then he was working it out. I prefer them when they don't tell you who's done it, and you've got to, um, work out who did it as it's going along. Yeah, I prefer that. I don't like Columbo because it tells you who did it first of all. So that's why I didn't like it. Murder She Wrote. How about Kojak and Cagney and Lacey? And we can't forget Starsky and Hutch or Car Keys and Crutch. Yeah, Car Keys and Clutch, as my son used to call them. They were such good. I mean, you used to look forward. You used to sort of like, oh, tonight it's Cagney and Lacey, or tonight it's Starsky and Hutch. Republic of Doyle, that's the one. I liked that one. No, I've not watched that Hardcastle and McCormick. I mean, they put some of them on. What am I watching? That Dempsey and Makepeace I've been watching. Yeah, gimme. That was, I don't know how they got away with that one, Nathan. I've been watching some of them on YouTube. Yeah, the royal family. Yeah, I used to watch that cruise ship, and then I used to watch Fantasy Island, and then I watched Gilligan Island and MASH. And yeah, as soon as you say that, everybody knows. You know what you. But now, how can you think of one that's running at the minute that's funny that you actually think is good? I can't think of anything. Oh, yeah, or the A Team. Yeah, well, they used to have to drug him that had all the jewellery on. They used to have to drug him, didn't they, to get him on a plane because he wouldn't fly anywhere. Yeah, I used to like Bob Newhart. We used to have some LPs of his, and he used to do like the monologues. Yeah, I never watched 21 Jump Street. Never watched that. I used to watch 90210 as well. And then we all used to watch Peyton Place, didn't we? With Ryan O'Neal. You don't have the things like Dallas and Dynasty and all them anymore. I just can't get into these modern ones. These things like Dexter and all that. I just can't get into them. Dexter, Bull, all that lot. I'd rather watch a good Perry Mason. I'm still watching them. It's on in an afternoon. Really old things. It must be filmed in the 1950s. And another I used to watch was what's he called? Richard Chamberlain. When he was in the Doctor thing, Dr. Kildare. Showing my age up right away now. I watch old things. I don't watch any of the modern ones really. I'm just not into them at all. I'd rather watch reruns of things, you know, like Only Fools and Horses and stuff. You know, you're being served. I'd rather watch the reruns and porridge and stuff. I don't have Sky television cable anymore, so I don't have that many stations anymore, so I don't get bombarded. Setter's Place is now live. It's her first live ever, she says. Now, I don't remember watching Shirley Temple. I mean, you would think I would have done, because she is more my generation, isn't she? But we used to tend to watch, you know, like Fred Astaire and Bing Crosby and films like that. You know, High Society and stuff. You know, the old things that used to be on every Christmas, like The Miracle of something, 42nd Street or something. Yeah, Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire and all them. I used to like the old musicals. Much better than I like all these modern films that are all killing and guns and people being blown up and stuff. I can understand the younger ones like them sort of things, but I don't. At least when we used to watch war films when I was younger, they had a plot, they had a story. They weren't just all killing, killing, killing. You know, I just can't watch modern films anymore. I know I'm an old fogey, but yeah, when you watch films like Bridge Over the River Kwai, you know, or the one where Steve McQueen was in and he was Great Escape or something was it called? You know, the classics, aren't they? But now I can't imagine that like my great grandchildren will be watching today's films and going, wow, what a great film that was. What a classic. You know, I can't think they would be saying that about anything. Sliders. No, I never watched that. Never watched that. Where was that one where they used to go get sucked into that big black hole thing and come out in a different era? They used to fall into this big black tunnel thing. I don't know what that was. I can't remember. I never used to watch it. I used to catch bits of it. It used to be on the TV. And I never really got into Doctor Who. I used to watch the very first editions of Star Trek, but then I got sort of fed up with it. You know, it got kind of samey, didn't it? And I certainly don't watch the new Doctor Who. Yeah, where they got sucked in a tunnel and they used to come out in different eras, different times, different whatever. Oh, MacGyver, yeah. I used to watch MacGyver as well. He was kind of funny, wasn't he? Yeah, I'd far rather watch that than all the junk that's on. I will not watch things like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, or, the jungle thing. That's a load of trash, that is. A load of wannabes. Who wants to see people eating bugs and snakes and stuff? Yeah. I don't understand. Just a load of wannabes out there. Married at First Sight. What's all that about? A naked attraction. I mean, good grief, that's just pornography. I'm just not into that. And I'm certainly not into Celebrity Bake Off. Rubbish. I sit there sometimes in the daytime and think there's absolutely nothing on. There's just game show after game show. On an afternoon, I'm struggling to find something to watch. I finish up watching really old films like Perry Mason and stuff because I refuse to watch, these game show things where these morons are on that can't even answer a most simple question. Drives me mad. Don't know how people can sit and watch it hour after hour. Afternoon TV over here in the UK is just one game show after another. It's so boring. Oh, I've nearly done a band, see. I think it's going to look better than the ones I did in shaded colours. Oh, I've still got that ABBA song buzzing in my head. Do you ever do that? You get a song stuck in your brain. Or just one line of it is what I keep thinking of. I was like humming it in my head all the time I was shopping this afternoon. Or this morning, I should say. Oh, you did you? I've not done one from there yet, Lydia. Noggins and necks. Yeah, an earworm. It's horrible when you get something like stuck in your head, isn't it? Worse still if it's commercial. No, I've not made anything out of that book, Lydia. You've beat me to it. Oh no, I've got hiccups. No, I'm still making that. Did I? Oh, I don't know, Lydia. I've made quite a few hats. I'm making that bubble one. Yeah, I shall have to go and find it. It was an ABBA song. I've got the new LP. There's only a few I like, about 2 or 3 I like on it though. I'm disappointed really because usually I like everything that they do. Maybe if I listen to it more, maybe I'll get into it. Don't worry about it, Lydia. I've got dyslexic fingers. I've got a keyboard that's sticking. You have to sort of bang it. I'd get another keyboard. It doesn't bother me getting another keyboard, but my son's got dodgy knees at the minute, so I can't ask him to crawl under the desk to link it all together. So I'll have to wait till his knees feel better before I order another one. But I've got about 3 keys that keep sticking. It's S, E, and D. I've taken the keys off, I've cleaned underneath them, I've cleaned, as much as I can, and they're still sticking. I've taken completely off, cleaned all underneath them, and they're still sticking. I have the reverse problem. Lydia had got a small head, and hats usually fall over my eyes. It's very rare I have a hat that's too it's too small. Although I did give a hat away the other day. I bought a lovely hat. You saw it in your purple one with ears on that comes underneath. So I liked it that much. I bought a beige one. But I couldn't wear it because it was wool. And boy, did it itch. So I gave it to my friend. She can wear wool. She's not an itchy coo like me. Well, I'm back again to counting. I gave the other hat up because I needed to count, and now I've got to count again. I'll have to adapt that Divine hat for my lady as well, because the wool I've been using thicker wool to make that hat. And the wool that she has had for her jacket is a lot finer. So I'll have to do a bit of jiggery poker. I've gone all shuddery again. Oh, why have I gone shivery? Oh, and I've lost my hook. I need a bigger hook. Is it under here? It is. See what Rosie did? She chewed the end of my hook. I told you she'd eaten a banister, didn't I? Yeah, she's chewed the end of my hook. She's such a sweetheart. I love her to bits. Oh, I can't stop yawning. My nose is absolutely freezing, and it's not cold in here. That radiator is nearly bouncing off the wall, so I don't know why I'm so cold. Yeah, you could do a man's hat pattern or do a bigger hook. Oh, this is terrible. Keep yawning. So rude. But I can't help it. I'm sorry. I just can't help yawning. I hate it having to pick up stitches. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can't do in between them all. It's all right, I'm talking to myself. I find you get a better class of answer when you talk to yourself. 1, 2, 3. Has everybody gone? It's all gone quiet. 4, 5, 6, 7. There's it. 8, 9, 10. Why do I do things where I have to count? You're going to bed soon, are you? Right. I think I should be in bed. Although I know when I get in bed, I'll be wide awake. Although I have started listening to Sherlock Holmes stories being told on YouTube. Send me to sleep. I never get to the end of one. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 15. Oh my God. What is wrong with me? And I had enough sleep last night. I'm all right unless I need to get up to use the bathroom. Once I get up to use the bathroom, I'm wide awake for the rest of the night. There's something about having to go to the bathroom. When you get to my age, you do have to go to the bathroom. You'll either having a debate, do I really want to go? Yeah, I have to keep trying to find out where I was up to the night before with the story. But then if I wake up in the middle of the night, I've got to try and find where I'm up to. Oh, I don't know how she did those, Lydia. Lydia sent me a video of like little mixer where she made little cakes and stuff. This woman had done a little video. How the heck she made things that small, I'll never know. Might have been watching the Hornby models, the ones who make the train sets and stuff. And I like watching, they do, it's not just the train sets I like watching, it's where they do the, the backgrounds and the houses and the little, how they make the hills and trees and stuff. The details they put in. They must be so fanatical, these people, who make all this stuff. Honestly. I can't understand the fascination with the trains. Okay, but it's the detail, the model making that I find most enthralling. Making the little houses and making the little... Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. That's halfway. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I've passed the yawn on to you, have I? I'm trying to stay awake here, honestly. I'm really tired, but I don't know why. 10. Like dolls' houses fascinate me. I love little miniature dolls' houses and things. People have so much patience, don't they? To make miniature things. And there's people who crochet little animals and they're about an inch high. You've seen them. They must have the teeny weeniest little hook. I find it difficult enough making dollies' clothes for little dollies. Never make things like that. My animation takes forever. If you ever watch anybody like Walt Disney's and stuff doing these animated cartoons, it must be easier now than it used to be, because now they've got like sort of apps and stuff. But back in the old days where they did the original Disneys, they used to have to draw it all in by hand, didn't they? Every little movement. Imagine spending all day drawing that lasts about a second, on a film. God, they must have been dedicated. Animation, yeah. Now it's all so easy now compared to what it used to be. I'm counting, Miguel, I'm with you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my God. 13, 14, 15. You got your PJs on now. All right, it's night time for you, Isaac. Good night, and good night, Dexter. Even though I'm not really thrilled with Dexter, but good night, Dexter. Well, hello, Rose. How are you? Rosita from the Philippines is here. 1, 2. I'm counting, Rosie. Rose. Hate counting when I'm doing things. I'm making a hat, but I'm having to count at the minute. It's annoying me. I don't want to count. No, I'm making a hat, so I had to go all the way around with 60. Oh, do you know what I thought you put there, Miguel? I thought you put you got a Happy Meal. I thought, what's Miguel doing at McDonald's? Sorry, Miguel. Hi, Rose. Hello. Because I know you don't eat at McDonald's, Miguel. It's just so funny. I thought, why is Miguel waiting 2 days to do a video of a Happy Meal? Hey, dear, that was so funny, Miguel. And how are you, Rose? Are you okay? I thought you weren't going back after that guy upset you, Miguel. Oh, did you ever get your car sorted out, Miguel? I know you were sorting your car out. Yeah, you have to pinch your pennies now. You've got a cat to look after. Now you're the daddy of a cat. Oh, you're still working on your car. I know you had some kind of a knock-in or something, didn't you? I'm not much good at these bubbles. Anybody good at making bubbles? I'm not. I always get me bubbles sticking up the wrong way, or they're not tight enough or something. My friend doesn't mind making bubbles, but I seem to get them to come the wrong way. Instead of staying stuck out that way, they go through the other side. You're good at making a mess, are you, Chris? I can do that as well. Although living here, I'm trying to be a lot tidier than I used to be. Am I on the third hour? No, 2.5 hours, Rose. Although I'm getting really sleepy. Hi, Denise. How you doing? Oh, your happy meal. Not a happy meal then. It was a happy meal, right? Now I'm making a hat, if anybody wants to know what I'm making. I'm making a wobble bobble beanie. Which I think is a funny name, but it's so apt. Yeah, I'm fine, except I keep yawning and threatening to fall asleep. I'm doing okay. Oh. It's not raining here. Shh, don't tell anybody. It stopped. And the wind's dropped down as well. I think Storm Irwin has disappeared. It was really bad yesterday. And it was bad today, actually. It was blowing the car door away. When you opened the car door, it was like, whoosh. You were devastated the other night. Why? What happened? Eh. Oh, dear. Stop it, Janet. So, if I nod off, will you let me know? I know you usually do, don't you? Used to be, I don't know, Kelly's getting on with the job. Not heard from her. I did send her a text, but she didn't answer me. I did have a good birthday. Very quiet, Denise. Well, you're not my age. It's not exactly riotous, is it? Yeah, I had a nice birthday, yeah. Went out for birthday tea. And the people at the knit club, the ladies at the knit club, bought me a cake. We're just eating the last of it tonight. So I did have a quiet one. Well, why were you devastated? You haven't told us, Miguel. I just feel like I'm going to go any minute now. Yeah, it used to be Kelly who used to ring me up. Wake me up. Nobody on here's got my phone number. Well, you wouldn't ring me anyway in America, would you? Cost too much money. Yeah, it was a very surprise. I didn't expect to get a cake. Because I've not been there that long, with the knit club. I thought it was something they'd reserved for the members who've been there a long time. Not for just me. Little me. No, I'm still here. I'm nodding absolutely, Debbie. It's a wonder I'm still here. I'm like, that's the trouble. I can be absolutely dead beat, and I'm going, right, good night, everybody. I'm going to go to bed. And then when I get in bed, I'm wide awake, yeah. Your downtown's about 2 blocks long. It sounds like where I live now at the moment. Mine isn't even 2 blocks long. It's just a little shopping precinct with about 6 shops on it. That's my lot, just local. I never worked out my GoPro camera. I gave it my son. I don't know what he did with it. Oh, they're a lovely group of ladies. Honestly, they are, Ella. I mean, I've been to other knit clubs and they've not been very friendly, but this lot are really friendly. So go on then, what happened, Miguel? Did you drop your camera or find out it hadn't recorded? That's what I'm always doing. I did that one time. I had books to show, things I'd finished off and stuff like that. And I did this video. Then when I came to upload it, it hadn't recorded anything. I don't know how long my videos last on my phone. They don't seem to last very long at all. Hello, Isella. It was all upside down. And couldn't you turn it round? Or do we all have to stand on our head to watch it? I hate it on Facebook when people put their photos sideways. And you can't turn them round, can you? And you're trying to stand on your head like watching it. I would have been. You must have had your phone upside down, Miguel. That's something I would do. I got stuck on me. I don't know how long. I've never used my phone to make a video. The last time I tried it, it cut off after about 2 seconds. I'll have to try making. Yeah, people would. I mean, people would probably like to see our little place round here. But I I can't move on my scooter and film at the same time because it goes that joggly like that. Nobody can see anything. I'd have to stop, and it wouldn't be so bad if I was walking, but being on a scooter and the road's uneven, it doesn't make a good video at all. So I got this GoPro camera thinking that would be great, but I never found out how to work it. So I gave it my son, and I don't know what happened to it after that. No, I don't know why it recorded upside down unless you had your phone upside down. He's deleted it now, Chris. It's too late now. I can hear Rosie. She just come running down the stairs. She's not well, poor little sausage. You've only got an iPad. Yeah, I think I can record on a Kindle Fire, but I don't know how I would transfer it over. I'm no good at transferring things from one place to another. That's why I've never been able to write on any of my YouTube videos or, put beginnings and endings on them and things. I've just never been able to do that. I'm just not technologically very clever. Wrong generation, I presume. I've never been able to edit a video in my life. People do stop starts, they do fancy stars, they write underneath, don't they? I can't do any of that. I just do a video, you have to see me warts and all, because I can't edit it. If I say anything wrong, I've just got to put an explanation underneath. I'd love to be able to do all those fancy things. Might make my videos a bit more interesting. If I have to do more than one step, Isella, I'm just hopeless. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Oh, I can't edit. I'm just stupid. I've just come to the conclusion that I've got brain fade. Perhaps when you're all my age, you won't be able to do it either. Different age, different generation. I was brought up with a pen and paper. Computers hadn't been invented when I was young. We didn't even have calculators when I was young. Everything was a pen and paper. Yeah, I need those eyes, Nathan. You've been with your grandbabies all day. Woo! I think I prefer it flecked wool for this pattern than that other one that went shaded from one to the other. That was weird, that. I'll finish the hat, though. Oh, can they come and decorate mine, Tammy? I'm rubbish at decorating trees, especially the bottom branches, because I can't get down there to decorate them. I've probably going to put it on the table while I decorate the bottom, and I'll have to carry it down and put it on the floor. You redecorated it. That's what a lot of people do when they've got grandkids, isn't it? They let the grandkids do the decorating, and then when they go home, they do it again, don't they? You redo it. My son used to put everything at the front of the tree, so there was never anything round the back, so it used to fall over. So when he'd gone to bed, I used to have to balance it out and put some things round the back. I used to try putting it in the middle of the house, in the middle of the room, saying, well, we'll decorate this bit round the... But no, Mummy, nobody will see them round the back. They're so pretty, I want to put them round the front. So the tree goes... Then we had a cat. So, the tree was molested on a daily basis. One of my cats used to walk up inside the tree, and you'd see the tree start shaking and the bubbles start I need to go through my wardrobe again. I found a couple of pair of boots I'd bought that were brand new, but I never worn them. But they don't fit my sister-in-law, but they'll fit my friend. So she'll be getting another couple of pairs of boots when she comes. I went through a phase of buying all these ankle boots, but if they've got even the remotest bit of a heel on them, I can't wear them. So they have to go. And I need to go through my wardrobe and get rid of some of the summer dresses. Granny D's yarn studio is coming along. Oh, how nice. I wish I had a yarn studio instead of just a shed. Maybe one day it'll be tidy enough. It's big enough. It's just full of other things. Right, let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, yeah, 15. I have to check on every time I've done a bubble roll, make sure I've only got 15 bubbles. Otherwise, I might be going like that. Putting 16 bubbles in instead of 15. It sounds like the family are going to bed. Rosie's been out for her last week. It's time for me to go to bed soon. Nearly midnight, Cinderella, and all that jazz. Take all my tablets, listen to me Sherlock Holmes and fall asleep. I heard from Sue at the beginning of the week. She now volunteers at, well, we call them a charity shop, you call them a thrift store. She now volunteers 2 days a week, so I don't hear from her quite as much as I used to. She's busy being, yeah. Still, it's good for her to get out and about and make some new friends. I would have gone and worked in a charity shop if I'd have been fit. But I can't stand, I couldn't do what they want you to do, do the ironing and sorting out the shelves and stuff. Couldn't do that now anymore. What are you doing, Janet? Making a pig's ear. Making a piggy's ear is what I'm doing. Mind if I worked in a charity shop, I'd be bringing stuff home. I'd be spending my pension bringing stuff home. I'd be going, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. I'd have a house full of all sorts. Yeah, they don't do any jobs where you can just sit and crochet all day long and chat to people, do they? That'd be the only kind of job I could do these days. That's the only trouble with making bobbles. It makes my shoulder hurt. It's all the, the twisting and the in and the out and the in and out. But why it makes this shoulder hurt, I have no idea. Because this is the one that's doing all the work, the right hand. But ours is not to reason why. Ours is just to do or die. Oh, I'm getting fed up now. Gonna have to stop. My shoulder's telling me it has to stop. Even though I'm in the middle of a row, my shoulder is saying it has to stop. Yeah, it's not doing too bad. See what I mean about my bubbles? They go round the wrong way. I have to keep pushing them out to the front. You have to put the heater on. Is it that cold? Go on, tell me it's about 40 degrees or something. It's not degrees C here tonight outside. Not in the house, of course. But that's what it is outdoors. Not degrees C. Let's have a look what it says. Weather. 35 degrees F at the moment. No precipitation expected tonight. Tomorrow. Now it's supposed to be fine tomorrow. Now it's saying it's a 90% chance of rain. You should be here that it's 35 degrees, Michaelia. But it feels like 26. Ow. Yeah, it says not degrees C. Yeah, I am going to bed, Debbie. Don't worry about it. I'm going to bed very soon because this little girl is getting tired. And it says it's midnight. Look, no, midnight. Yeah, I'm going to fall asleep on you all. So, oh my goodness me. Like I said, my shoulder is hurting like hell. So I'm going to go to bed, take some pills. Take my pills. Listen to me, my Sherlock Holmes. Go and see if my washing's dry. It won't be. It'll be wet. So I'm going to say good night to you all. Right now, and I hope my washing is dry in the dryer. And I shall see you all next week. So bye, everybody. Thanks very much for your company. And I'm going to go now. So bye, everybody.